For centuries, the clash of armies dominated warfare. The sound of swords clashing, the thunder of cannons, and the cries of soldiers filled the air. These battles were fought on vast fields where strategy and brute force determined the victor. Vast battlefields echoed with the sounds of clashing steel and roaring cannons. The ground would shake with the force of explosions, and the air would be thick with smoke and the smell of gunpowder. Soldiers fought bravely, often face to face in a brutal dance of life and death. Victory meant territorial conquest secured through brute force. Armies would march into conquered lands, raising their flags and establishing control. The spoils of war were tangible: land, resources, and power. The victors would reshape borders and rewrite the history of nations. Today, a new battleground has emerged: cyberspace. Unlike the battlefields of old, this new arena is invisible, yet it is just as critical. The fight has moved from the physical to the digital, where the stakes are incredibly high. This silent theatre of war is invisible to the naked eye, but no less consequential. In this realm, the combatants are not soldiers with weapons, but hackers with keyboards. The battlefield is a network of computers, and the weapons are lines of code. Here, battles are fought with lines of code, not lines of soldiers. The skills required are different, but the objectives remain the same: disrupt, destroy, and dominate. The battlefield has changed, but the nature of conflict has not. The weapons are viruses and malware, and the targets are data, infrastructure, and the very fabric of our digital lives. A single piece of malicious code can bring down entire systems, steal sensitive information, and cause widespread chaos. This shift from traditional warfare to cyber warfare marks a profound change in how nations compete and engage in conflict. No longer are battles confined to physical spaces. They now extend into the digital realm, where the rules are constantly evolving. No longer reliant solely on physical force, modern warfare increasingly incorporates digital attacks to cripple economies, disrupt critical infrastructure, and sow discord among populations. The impact of these attacks can be felt far and wide, affecting millions of people in an instant. The digital age has ushered in an era where the front lines are everywhere, and the battle is constant. Every device connected to the internet is a potential target, and every user is a potential combatant. The fight for control and security in cyberspace is ongoing, and the stakes have never been higher. As we navigate this new landscape, the importance of cybersecurity cannot be overstated. Nations, organizations, and individuals must all be vigilant, constantly adapting to new threats and developing new defenses. The future of warfare is here, and it is digital. From the trenches of ancient battlefields to the networks of today, the nature of conflict has evolved. Yet, the essence remains the same: a struggle for power, control, and survival. As we move forward, understanding and mastering this new form of warfare will be crucial for the security and prosperity of all. In 1983, a film called War Games captivated audiences with its chilling depiction of a young hacker unknowingly on the brink of starting World War III. The film, directed by John Badham and starring Matthew Broderick, Ali Sheedy and Dabney Coleman, was not just a thrilling piece of entertainment, but also a thought-provoking narrative that delved into the emerging world of computer technology and its potential dangers. What seemed like a work of science fiction at the time proved to be a prescient glimpse into the future of warfare. The storyline, which revolved around a high school student who accidentally hacks into a US military supercomputer programmed to predict and execute nuclear war strategies, highlighted the vulnerabilities inherent in the burgeoning digital age. The film's portrayal of a computer system that could potentially trigger a global catastrophe was both fascinating and terrifying, capturing the imagination of a generation on the cusp of the digital revolution. The film sparked conversations about the potential vulnerabilities of interconnected computer systems and the very real threat of cyber attacks. It was a wake-up call that resonated beyond the movie theaters, reaching into the halls of government and the offices of technology companies. The idea that a single individual, armed with nothing more than a computer and some coding skills, could potentially disrupt national security was a concept that had previously been relegated to the realm of science fiction. War games brought this possibility into stark reality, prompting a re-evaluation of how secure our digital infrastructures truly were. Even President Ronald Reagan, upon seeing the film, was moved to ask his advisors if such a scenario could occur. The story goes that after watching war games at Camp David, Reagan was so struck by the film's premise that he brought it up during a meeting with his national security team. He asked them a simple yet profound question. Could something like this really happen? The answer, to his surprise, was a resounding yes. His advisors confirmed that the nation's computer systems were indeed vulnerable to such attacks, and this revelation led to a series of discussions and actions aimed at bolstering the country's cybersecurity measures. This moment is often cited as a pivotal point in the history of cybersecurity, marking the beginning of a more concerted effort to protect critical infrastructure from digital threats. This realization highlighted the growing importance of cybersecurity at the highest levels of government and signaled a turning point in how seriously the threat of cyber attacks was taken. The film's impact extended beyond the immediate response from the Reagan administration. It also influenced public perception and awareness of cybersecurity issues, making it clear that the digital age brought with it not only incredible advancements, but also significant risks. The discussions that war games sparked contributed to the development of new policies and strategies aimed at safeguarding national security in an increasingly interconnected world. War games served as an early warning, albeit fictionalized, of the potential for cyber attacks to disrupt global stability. Its legacy can be seen in the ongoing efforts to secure our digital infrastructure and the continuous evolution of cybersecurity practices. The film remains a cultural touchstone, reminding us of the delicate balance between technological innovation and the need for vigilance in protecting against its potential dangers. As we move further into the 21st century, the lessons of war games are more relevant than ever, underscoring the importance of proactive measures in the face of ever-evolving cyber threats. In 1988, just a few years after war games brought the potential for cyber warfare to the forefront of public consciousness, reality struck with the release of the Morris Worm. This event was a significant milestone in the history of the Internet, marking the first time that a self-replicating program caused widespread disruption across computer networks. The Morris Worm, named after its creator Robert Tappan Morris, a graduate student at Cornell University, was initially intended as an experiment to gauge the size of the Internet. However, due to a flaw in its code, it ended up causing much more damage than anticipated. This self-replicating program, considered the first major Internet-based attack, spread rapidly through computer networks, exploiting vulnerabilities and causing widespread disruption. The worm infected approximately 6,000 computers, which was a significant portion of the Internet at the time. It slowed down systems to the point of being unusable, and in some cases it caused complete system crashes. The incident highlighted the interconnected nature of the Internet and how a single vulnerability could have far-reaching consequences. While not intended to be malicious, the Morris Worm served as a stark demonstration of the potential power of cyber attacks. It was a wake-up call for both the public and private sectors, showing that even well-intentioned experiments could lead to significant disruptions. The worm's impact was felt across universities, research institutions, and businesses, leading to a greater understanding of the importance of cybersecurity. The incident exposed the fragility of the nascent Internet, highlighting the need for stronger security measures and greater awareness of cyber threats. In the aftermath of the Morris Worm, there was a surge in interest in computer security. Universities began offering courses on cybersecurity, and organizations started investing in more robust security protocols. The event also led to the creation of the Computer Emergency Response Team, CERT, at Carnegie Mellon University, which was established to address and mitigate the impact of future cyber incidents. The Morris Worm was a pivotal event in the history of cyber warfare, marking a turning point from theoretical discussions about cyber threats to the realization of their actual potential for causing widespread damage. It underscored the need for a proactive approach to cybersecurity, where potential threats are anticipated and mitigated before they can cause harm. This event also spurred legislative action, leading to the development of laws and regulations aimed at protecting computer systems and networks. It was a wake-up call for the digital age, forcing governments, organizations, and individuals to confront the vulnerabilities of a rapidly evolving technological landscape. Today, the lessons learned from the Morris worm continue to influence cybersecurity practices. The incident serves as a reminder of the importance of vigilance and preparedness in the face of ever-evolving cyber threats. As technology continues to advance, the need for robust cybersecurity measures becomes even more critical, ensuring that the digital world remains a safe and secure place for everyone.